Hello, friends. This exercise, is called the fourth self. Really amazing. Surprisingly amazing. Consciousness is so omnipresent. It's so simple. You don't have to do anything complex to access it. So allow yourself to just let it flow without thought. It's pretty simple. There's a sheet of paper that all of you should have. And if you don't, pause the video, give everybody a sheet of paper, and take out a pencil or a pen. You can pause the video. And when you're ready, come back and we'll begin. The sheet of paper represents the room. Now, the West Lab, the door will be on one side at the top. The chalkboard will be kind of in the middle. And the back of the room, I think, should be the bottom of the page. And you can visualize the room superimposed like a map. But you're not drawing the map. You're just going to draw where you are. So right now, you're going to look at your page. You're looking down at your page. Top of the page is the front of the room. Left side are the windows. Right side is the wall. Back side is the back of the room, or the bottom part is the back of the room. I hope that makes sense. Again, pause the video if there's any questions. Now, look where you are in the room. Close your eyes, feel your heartbeat. Feel where you are in the room. Feel the entire room at once. And notice you have a visual map of the room potentially occur to you when you close your eyes. Now open your eyes and draw yourself, maybe just as a circle, or like just a little simple symbol, whatever you like. Draw yourself where you are accurately. It's like saying draw New York on a map. Here you're drawing yourself on the map of the room. Go ahead and do that now and label it first. That's your first self. Now pause the video, and when that's complete, play the video again. Now what you're going to do is close your eyes, feel the hum of your own existence. Channel peace into your heart, feel your heartbeat, and you're going to step outside of yourself with your eyes closed. Step outside of yourself and go to somewhere else in the room. Just notice what happens. Don't create it, just allow it. Step outside of yourself and go to somewhere else in the room and look at your first self and ask, your second self should say something to your first self. First thing that comes. Open your eyes. Draw where your second self was in the room. Now, I know the room is three-dimensional. Your second self could have gone to the ceiling or the floor. Your second self could have changed shape or stayed the same. These details you can draw or write, but please put where your second self is in the room on your map. Label it second self or just second. And write what your second self said to your first self. That's actually the most important thing. What did your second self say to your first self? What were the words? Write those down, pause the video, and then come back. Now, you've completed your second self. Close your eyes. Go back to your first self and then your second self. And then feel your heartbeat. Now step outside of your second self to a third self and look back at your first two selves. What do you say to your second and first self? What's the first words that come? There should be instant. What does your third self say? And if it takes a second or two, let the words come. You don't have to force them. But you don't want to write them. You want to allow them, listen to that dialogue is already there. You're uncovering the layers of your own inner dialogue. And then open your eyes. Draw where your third self is on your map and write what your third self had to say, what words came out of your third self. And then pause the video, give everybody a couple minutes. When everybody's finished, you can press play again. Now the last one, close your eyes. Go back into the third self, looking at the first two selves. Just feel your heartbeat and maybe connect all of them with a heart channel, meaning a visualization of glowing light in your heart that connects to their glowing hearts. You should get a cool visual of that, whatever it is. I find it very powerful, very calming, connecting. It's a nice one. Now you're in your third self, feeling your heartbeat. Step outside of your third self, wherever you are in the room, and go to your fourth self. So you went from first, second, third to fourth. What does your fourth self have to say to your first three selves? Where is your fourth self in the room? Now, the fourth self sometimes can be very interesting. So if it was interesting and different, that's fine. There's no rules to this. It's about listening to what happened when you invited this. So draw wherever your fourth self was in the room, took up the whole room. If it became a quantum particle, if it sat next to your first self, it just put it in the corner, whatever it is, go ahead and draw it. And write, what does your fourth self have to say? What were the words? What was the dialogue from your fourth self? And then pause the video to give everybody a chance to draw and come back. Now, that you've examined your four selves, I welcome however it feels right. What I like to do is write second, third, and fourth on the board and make room for columns. Whoever's facilitating the class today. And then just take volunteers or maybe cards of destiny, obviously allowing people to pass if they don't want to share, but I'm hoping everybody will want to, because this is meant to be kind of fun and light, although it's revealing and going obviously layers deep. What did the second self say? You know, let people share it. What did the third self say? What did the fourth self say? And then you can compare and see if you can see patterns. And on the bottom of the notes that I gave you, that everybody will get a copy of, you'll see the typical pattern that this is sort of, I don't want to say meant to, but often reveals the patterns of consciousness. I'm not going to say it yet. So whoever's facilitating the class, don't say it yet. And go ahead and do that. Have fun. See what patterns you come up with. At the end of the class, you can pause the video and replay it, or the sub has instructions about your homework. Your homework is to facilitate this activity with at least one other person somewhere in the next week. Share this. To me, this is a powerful activity. See if you can facilitate this activity with somebody else. Whether it's your parents, a friend, as you can see, it takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's peaceful. It's like a meditation, only it's clearly a little deeper. And see if you can, it's very valuable for you to be the facilitator. So everybody's going to get a copy. And if you could write about your experience, in your journal, in your notebooks. Have a blissful week. Have a blissful day. I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but I'm there in heart and spirit. You guys are extraordinarily beautiful. Namaste. And thank you to whoever facilitated the class today.